How does a 19-year-old college student, living in a small Harvard dorm room, create a platform that will one day connect more than half the planet? How does a shy, introverted computer genius, often misunderstood, often doubted, and frequently criticized, go from absolute zero to becoming one of the richest humans alive? This is the extraordinary journey of Mark Zuckerberg, the boy who traded textbooks for code, friendships for vision, and fear for relentless execution. A journey filled with controversy, genius, failures, lawsuits, betrayal, and world-shaping decisions. This is the story of how Mark Zuckerberg went from $0 to $223 billion and created a digital empire that changed humanity forever. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born in 1984 in White Plains, New York, and raised in Dobbs Ferry, a small, quiet suburb where life wasn't luxurious but comfortable. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, ran a dental clinic from home, and his mother, Karen, was a psychiatrist. Mark grew up with three sisters, Randy, Donna, and Ariel, in a household where reading, science, and curiosity were encouraged. From a young age, Mark showed an unusual kind of focus. He didn't just play with computers, he studied them. He didn't just ask questions, he tested everything. By age 10, while other kids were riding bikes and playing baseball, Mark was learning Atari basic programming from his father. The moment he touched a computer, the world around him faded. He would sit for hours writing code, experimenting with ideas, and figuring out how things worked behind the screen. At 12, he built ZuckNet, a simple messaging tool that connected his household computers with his father's dental office. It wasn't revolutionary, but for a 12-year-old, it was shockingly advanced. Still, Mark battled his own struggles. He wasn't socially gifted. He wasn't outgoing. He struggled to connect with people his age. Conversations were awkward. Social situations drained him. Computers, on the other hand, made sense. They were logical, predictable, and controllable. Realizing their son was far ahead intellectually, Mark's parents hired a private computer tutor named David Newman. Later, Newman admitted something surprising. Every session, I felt like I was trying to stay ahead of him. But Mark was always faster. Mark then enrolled at Phillips Exeter Academy, an elite boarding school. While Exeter refined his academic skills, it also exposed him to a world of privilege, exclusive clubs, and highly competitive students. Mark wasn't part of those social circles, and this feeling of being outside the system shaped his belief that connection should be democratized, not restricted by status. Even during high school, Mark kept building. He created video games, messaging tools, and early versions of social platforms. He wasn't seeking fame. He was simply following the only language he truly understood, code. But his genius didn't protect him from the pressure of fitting in, the fear of being misunderstood, and the anxiety of not knowing whether his obsession would ever matter. Little did he know, it would change the world. By the time Mark entered Harvard University in 2002, he already had a reputation as the computer prodigy. But Harvard was a different jungle, filled with brilliant minds, ambitious students, and fiercely competitive social circles. Mark wasn't there to make friends or attend parties. He spent most of his time coding, drinking coffee, and challenging himself with problems that didn't even relate to his classes. In high school, Mark created a music recommendation software called Synapse, a precursor to AI-driven music apps. Microsoft and AOL wanted to buy it, recruit him, hire him. Mark rejected both offers. But Synapse never became mainstream. It gained attention, but not adoption. It was a project ahead of its time, but without the ecosystem to survive. This failure taught him something crucial. A good idea isn't enough. You need the right timing, distribution, and strategy. Harvard's culture revolved around exclusive clubs, social status, and centuries-old traditions. Mark didn't belong to any of it. He saw students obsess over connections, networks, identity, relationships. He began asking himself, why isn't there one central place where people connect online? This question became an itch he couldn't ignore. In 2003, late at night, fueled by frustration and energy drinks, Mark built FaceMash, a website that compared student photos side by side and asked users to rate who looked better. Within hours, it went viral across campus. Within days, Mark was in trouble. Harvard accused him of breaching security, violating privacy, stealing student photos, damaging university networks. Students called him unethical. Faculty questioned his intentions. Harvard nearly expelled him. It was a humiliating moment. But beneath the scandal, Mark noticed a breakthrough. People wanted to see profiles. People wanted to connect online. People wanted to be part of a shared digital identity. FaceMash failed, but it revealed a truth Mark could no longer ignore. A truth that would lead to Facebook. In his second year at Harvard, Mark kept thinking about one idea. Why doesn't Harvard have an online student directory, a universal Facebook? Harvard had something similar, but not digital, and students desperately wanted it. So, on February 4th, 2004, inside his dorm room, with nothing but a laptop, headphones, and a cup of coffee, Mark launched the Facebook. The site was simple. A profile picture, some personal info, friends, connections. Within 24 hours, over 1,200 students joined. Within a week, almost the entire campus was on it. Mark didn't sleep for days. His room turned into a mini computer lab. He knew, deep inside, this was the idea, the one he'd been waiting for. But success came with fire. The Winklevoss Challenge. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, along with Divya Narendra, claimed Mark stole their concept for a Harvard social site they called Harvard Connection. They accused him of intellectual theft, delaying their project, using their concept to build Facebook. Mark denied the allegations, but the conflict escalated into a lawsuit that followed him for years and became dramatized worldwide. At 19, Mark was thrown into legal, ethical, and public scrutiny. Yet he didn't slow down. The big decision, drop out. As Facebook exploded across Ivy League colleges, Mark had a choice. Stay at Harvard and finish his degree, or drop out and build a global platform. Everyone around him said, think carefully. Don't risk it. You're throwing away a Harvard future. But Mark had already decided. He famously told his parents, it's okay if I don't graduate, but it's not okay if this idea dies. With the support of Dustin Moskovitz, Chris Hughes, and Eduardo Saverin, Mark moved to Palo Alto, California, the heart of Silicon Valley, to turn Facebook into something bigger than a college site. They rented a small house that became bedroom, office, coding camp, survival zone. Pizza boxes, energy drinks, and laptops filled every table. Here, Mark worked 18-hour days, often sleeping on the floor, building features line by line. This wasn't a company yet. It was a mission, and Mark Zuckerberg was all in. The early Facebook team turned the Palo Alto house into a hacking battlefield. Everyone coded. Everyone brainstormed. Everyone believed they were building something world-changing. 2005, Facebook expands. After raising $500,000 from PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel, Facebook began expanding. First to Ivy League schools, then all-American universities, then high schools, then eventually the entire world. Mark dropped the from the name. It became simply Facebook. Mark's leadership style. Mark wasn't a typical CEO. He wore hoodies, flip-flops, and lived on junk food. But he was intense, focused, and brutally committed to one idea. Facebook should connect everyone on the planet. Employees described him as relentless, obsessed, demanding, visionary, ruthlessly efficient. He didn't care about titles or hierarchy, only speed, innovation, and execution. The News Feed controversy. In 2006, Facebook launched News Feed, showing users updates from friends on a single page. People hated it. They protested. They threatened to delete their accounts. Some called Facebook creepy. Mark didn't back down. He said, most people don't know what they want. We have to build it for them. News Feed became Facebook's most powerful feature, the heart of engagement, virality, and content distribution. 2007 to 2012, Facebook becomes a global force. Facebook launched features like Pages, Groups, Chat, Apps, mobile versions. Growth skyrocketed. Celebrities joined. Businesses joined. Entire countries joined. By 2010, Facebook hit 500 million users. By 2012, it crossed 1 billion. Mark, at 23, became the youngest self-made billionaire in history. The acquisition era. Mark made bold, risky buys that others thought were insane. Instagram, $1 billion, 2012. At the time, Instagram had only 13 employees. People said Mark overpaid. Today, Instagram is valued at hundreds of billions and is one of the most influential platforms ever created. WhatsApp, $19 billion, 2014. A record-breaking deal. Critics laughed. Companies panicked. But Mark wasn't buying an app. He was buying global communication dominance. WhatsApp dominates messaging across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Oculus VR, $2 billion. Mark bet on virtual reality before anyone else. He believed VR was the next evolution of social connection. The metaverse gamble. In 2021, Mark shocked the world by rebranding Facebook to Meta. People mocked him. Memes exploded. Stocks crashed. Investors panicked. But Mark didn't flinch. He invested billions into VR, AR, and AI, preparing for the next frontier of digital life. By 2024 to 2025, Meta stocks surged. AI models improved. Metaverse technology advanced. VR adoption increased. And Mark's net worth soared past $223 billion. The controversies. Mark's journey wasn't clean. He faced privacy scandals, political scrutiny, misinformation crises, the Cambridge Analytica disaster, antitrust investigations. Critics labeled him power-hungry. Governments grilled him publicly. He testified before Congress multiple times. But each time, Mark survived, adapted, and rebuilt. His message was always the same. Our mission is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. And despite everything, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger continued growing, becoming 4 of the most used apps in human history. Mark Zuckerberg's journey isn't just about wealth. It's about how one idea, connecting people, can transform the world. Here are the key lessons from his story. 1. Obsession beats natural talent. Mark was smart, yes, but what truly made him unstoppable was his obsession. He could work for 18 hours straight without losing focus. Success often belongs to the obsessed. 2. Build fast. Fix later. Improve always. Mark launched products that weren't perfect. News feed, timeline, early Facebook code. People hated them at first. But Mark improved rapidly, turning criticism into innovation. Perfection is the enemy of progress. 3. Take bold, scary risks. Dropping out of Harvard. Rejecting buyout offers. Buying Instagram and WhatsApp. Betting billions on the metaverse. Big wins require big risks. 4. Ignore the noise. Trust your vision. Mark has been mocked, criticized, and attacked for almost every decision. But he kept building. He trusted long-term vision over short-term opinions. Visionaries don't follow trends, they create them. 5. Focus on solving a real human problem. Facebook wasn't built to make money. It was built to solve a problem. Connection. The biggest companies in the world solve fundamental human needs. Connection, communication, belonging, expression. 6. Reinvent or die. Mark reinvented himself multiple times. From student to founder. From founder to CEO. From CEO to global tech leader. From social media pioneer to metaverse visionary. Evolution is survival. Final message. Mark Zuckerberg's story proves that one idea, combined with relentless execution, can change the world. He didn't start with wealth. He didn't start with a network. He didn't start with experience. He started with a laptop, a dorm room, and a belief. People are better when they're connected. And that belief took him from $0 to $223 billion and built one of the most powerful digital empires in human history.